It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. I heard them saying that we lost diversity in rap. How the fuck is that when y'all just been supporting trap? I'm charged up like jumper cables, dropping with no label, breaded up like bagels, finna wipe these niggas out the map. I got some shit in the tuck you ain't heard of, sipping Bloody Mary, my lyrics on bloody murder. Your name in my journal circled, I'm riding with your beach, yeah, we out in murder. The second coming to greatness, I feel like color purple. I'm on the level y'all ain't ready for. Shout it, want the wood, I'm a cutting boy. Been a legend in Atlanta, bitch, I'm past Detroit. Pretty boy, but that money finna pull a Floyd. The jewels sparkle in that water, pass me a LaCroix. River Daily, you never needed an alias. Independently checking my Nikes, came from them avias. I've been on my hustle, car shuffle, niggas hearts muffled. If you want trouble, got muscle like WrestleMania. Boy, stop, we looking at Porsche drives. Been rapping 20 years, I'm ensuring my voice box. They call me unorthodox, I'm orthodontic when it come to profit. Safety first, but let me switch the topic. Y'all rappers all in my DMs to promote your tracks. Every morning logging in, I report the trash. You gotta take it on the chin if you want it bad. I'm used to it, I've been through it. I'm using my point of view as an influence. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Man, it is a lot going on. Too motherfucking much going on, if I may say so myself. All right, everybody's on spaces. Everybody's beefing, crashing out. It is a lot and too much to keep up with. You got the motherfucking NBA being investigated. Niggas getting arrested for betting on games. They talking about the motherfucking mafia. It is too much. You got Kevin McCall, goddamn, calling out Chris Brown for songs he wrote 10 years ago. A friend of mine told me to write some MC rhymes. He was crashing out. He was going at everybody in his Instagram comments. Then he, next thing you know, he on motherfucking back on Fid crying. It is too much going on this week. Too much to keep up with. Too much to process. I am exhausted. But we're going to press through it, all right? So in this video, we're going to get into this whole Cardi B, Armon Wiggins situation. This is not the first time that they've gotten into it or had a run in. They fell out, I believe, last year. So this is a long time coming for us to kind of, pick up where they left off. I'm not happy about this shit in no type of way, right? I'm not happy about this shit for either side, for Cardi or Armon. I personally don't like this shit. You got Tasha K doing her bid. She's going in on Armon as well. I don't like that shit. I think everybody needs to just slow down, take in the blessings, right? Everybody is living an above average life. Some are living immensely endowed lives financially. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody needs to slow the fuck down. Nicki Minaj needs to slow the fuck down. We're going to get into her in another video. Everybody need to chill the fuck out. So apparently, Armon put out a tweet that set Cardi B off. I think that's the origin of this particular part of the story. Not the origin of the story in general, but the origin of this particular crash, right? So he had a viral tweet that went out a couple days ago. Want to hear it? Here it go. So this is the tweet from Armon. It says, like, serious question. Do people genuinely like Cardi B and her music, or is it only when they want to piss Nicki off? As you can see, this tweet got over 1.2 million impressions, views, went viral. Okay. Now, I've told y'all on my channel, I have a mutual line of respect for Armon. I don't agree with everything he does or says, but if we got into the specifics of every commentator agreeing with everything that each other does or says, everybody will be beefed out. I don't think that that's a prerequisite for being in these spaces, right? Do I agree with him posing that question? Honestly, no, right? Now, freedom of speech, say what you want to say. I condone that part of it. But I also feel like when you know you're a voice in this space, you know you have a certain amount of controversy with a person, um, to say something like that, you pretty much know that people are going to receive it a certain type of way. And once you get that attention on you, you're either going to expect whatever comes and be fine with it, or on the other side, it's going to become a nuisance. To ask, do people genuinely like Cardi and her music, or is it only to piss Nicki Minaj off? I also think that's kind of a disingenuous question. I got to be honest, because once upon a time, you were advocating for Cardi B and her music. Was that only to piss Nicki Minaj off, or was that genuine? I would love to know. I don't have the answer to that question. I can only speak as an outsider looking in on this. And I don't want to pose this like I'm against Armon. I'm not. All I'm saying is when you put something like that out there, there's definitely going to be a lot of flame on the returning end. That's all I'm saying. I would have expected it, and it's a lot of eyes on him as it pertains to these two ladies in rap, Nicki Minaj and Cardi, right? He's under a microscope. There's people out there that literally call him a flip-flopper. People know that he had relationships with both of Nicki and Cardi in some capacity. And people feel like as he developed relationships with one, things went strange for the other. And then when one relationship fell off, they feel like he leaned the other way. I don't watch him like super closely, but I see this stuff and I see the conversations around his name. So whatever the case, that tweet goes viral. Cardi B gets on Spaces, which I am so fucking tired and exhausted of everybody getting on Spaces to get shit off their chest. Hire a fucking therapist or a life coach or somebody to offload this shit to where it does not come to the public. Every single grievance, every single disagreement, every single statement that gets under your skin does not need to be communicated to the public, the fans. Please, artists, we are past this fucking phase. Yes, people like myself, we do use it as a conduit of communication and engagement and stuff like that. But honestly, on a human level, we don't need to know every thought. This shit is getting old. So she gets on Spaces. I'm not going to play the entire Spaces from Cardi. I'm not going to play the entire Spaces from Armon. These shits are long. It's a lot to get through, and I don't want to waste y'all time. So she gets on there and she basically begins to berate Armon. She talks about his appearance. She talks about his teeth. She talks about him spitting when he talks, all these different things. She's trying to get under his skin. She goes on to say that he's been very disrespectful towards her. She goes on to say that she didn't agree with the fact that Angela Yee called him up to the show a couple weeks ago. Y'all know when Nicki and Cardi was on Twitter going back and forth, kids got involved. Shit was disgusting. Shit was not cool on either side. I don't give a fuck. So Angela Yee did a show with Armon to try to get to the source of the issue between Nicki and Cardi, to understand why things are so volatile, why things got so nasty, right? And of course, I think in Angela Yee's mind, she's like, well, this is somebody who covers this stuff. This is somebody who's intimately engaged with female rap specifically. They formed a relationship around the time that he was covering the Diddy trial. He started going up to the show. Very easy, right? Like low key on some Breakfast Club Lauren LaRosa shit, right? Bring a specialist in that's been following this. Not a one-to-one comparison, but I'm just saying in general, that's kind of how it looks. However, Cardi B feels like, dang, I wish you would have called somebody else to come document that on your show, because this is somebody who is biased against me. This is somebody who's disrespecting me. I don't know if Angela Yee was completely clued in on the specifics of that relationship and the sourness of that relationship, but she called Angela Yee about it and said, hey, I have a great amount of respect for you. I would ask that you have more respect for me when calling people to come speak on my situations. Now, do I agree with Cardi B on this? No, I don't. I understand, right? Because as an artist, and you having a relationship with the host of the show, and y'all have a relationship that predates all of this, going back to your first album, and the amount of time she went up to the Breakfast Club, and I'm sure they have their own personal relationship outside of the dynamic of media. So I understand that relationship. I understand that conversation, right? But I also disagree with it because is that coverage going to change your life? No. Is that coverage going to change your situation? No. Is it going to take money out of your pocket? No. You know what I'm saying? If you never seen it, was it gonna, with you seeing it, did it really change anything other than your mood? No. So I think there was nothing really wrong with Angela Yee bringing Armon up there. Even if he may have incorrectly talked about the chronology of the situation, of the beef, and of the origin, and of everything. He could have completely fucked that up. Yes, I understand. Hey, the fans will correct that. The fans are going to get in the comments and say, nah, that wasn't right. That wasn't right. That wasn't right. This is what happened. Cardi, I don't think she's registering the level that she's at this stage in her career. You too big to be worried about every single word that gets said about you, right? Take a page out of the Megan Thee Stallion handbook. Take a page out of the Beyonce, Jay-Z, Rock Nation handbook. If it's not affecting you in any material way or any business way, let that shit roll off your back. Kendrick, same shit, right? You gotta adapt. She needs to stop doing this. I understand she wants to get her point across. She wants to convey things. That's what interviews are for. Tell your side of the story. Once you've told your side of the story, let that shit end. Straight up. So at this point, I'm going to play y'all a little bit of Cardi B talking about Armon. I'm going to also play some of the spaces of Armon in retaliation. I won't even say in retaliation, but in defense of himself. I'll give my overall thoughts on the situation after hearing a little bit more context from each of them. All right? Sound fair? Cool. So here's Cardi.
And you know what? After this conversation, I'm gonna call Angela Yee because the fact that you're saying that I say I was trying to kick you off radio and I didn't say that. I said, please, when it comes to me, don't ask that nigga no information about me because he doesn't like me. He called me on my name before. You did call me a bitch before. And I told you who the fuck you calling a bitch. Cause that's one thing about me. I don't like when men that I'm not fucking or if I'm not cool with calls me a bitch. If I ain't cool with you, don't call me a bitch. I take that shit very personal. I'm very old school. I'm a old school bitch. Don't call me a bitch if we beefing. Cause now I gotta get niggas for you. But I never try to kick you out. Now I'm gonna ask her. But you see what you do? You bring problems. You bring problems. Then you wonder why people don't fucking like you. Always bringing problems. Always twisting words. Always want to play fake victim when you know you what the fuck you be doing. The fuck? Saying I try to kick you out. No, the fuck I didn't. I bet she won't say that shit in my face. And you think that I'm scared to address it. I address it, nigga. I know what the fuck I said. Motherfucker probably made the fattest, nastiest check these past couple of months talking about me. And I can't even get a thank you. Bitch, get on your fucking knees like I command you and fucking thank me, bitch.
Oh, no, we're not doing that.
That's how you want me to talk to you like? That's how I gotta talk to niggas so they can fucking respect me and stop playing? Oh, that shit you was talking about a couple of months ago. What was that energy you was talking about a couple of months ago? I'm not gonna talk about her song. I'm not gonna talk about this. When you thought you was going somewhere. Look how God took that shit from you, nigga. 'Cause you nasty. You had the best cover up for that fucking case. Look how God covered it up. Your dark spirit overshadow everything you work for every single fucking time. You work so hard and God just takes it from you because you nasty. Your heart is full of shit. You a shitty person. You gonna die rotten, nigga.
Jesus.
Just like the side of your fucking pimpled ass face. Wanna talk
Jesus.
about people's fucking look and the side of your face is like a bumpy pussy. Go get some fucking tender skin before you ever fucking talk about people looks and shit like that. Who the fuck be telling y'all niggas is T? You not T. Not fucking T, bitch. Who the fuck told you that? I wanna talk about how I look. I wanna talk about how Ken look. I wanna talk about how everybody look.
This is why I don't really like talking about how
Please.
people look. This right here.
Let me stop because I could get real nasty for real. Let me stop before I get real fucking nasty for real. Bitch, you don't even want to fucking go there with me.
So that's what she basically had to say. All right, we not finna sit around and wait for her to sing and all this shit. You get the gist of it, right? Now, of course, they had a friendship at one point. I don't know where things necessarily went wrong with the friendship. I know a lot of this is, again with that war, that Nicki Cardi war, and him trying to, have some sort of connectivity on both sides, which honestly I don't think is necessarily wrong. He's a media personality. You're supposed to be as neutral as you possibly can. We all have biases. We all have people we gravitate to more than others. But for the most part, having connections with both sides, that's fair to me, right? Except for when you get involved in the intimate details, of the beef and start taking up how other people feel or parroting how other people feel. That can get tricky. But also, the artist in question also has the autonomy over themselves to say, well, I'm going to cut off access on my end, right? They fell out. Y'all may know more than me about the fallout. I know that he says that Cardi B recorded a conversation where he was trying to make peace. I don't think that call ever got out, but she sent it to Kim Barbie. I guess that was like a contingency plan of it would come out at some point. Um, he's very, very much angry about that recording. And both of them are throwing around this bully word, right? Cardi B says that Armon has been bullying her. And he kind of feels like she's throwing her weight around and bullying him. Me personally, I don't necessarily feel like either of them should be calling each other a bully. Um, Plus, Cardi B has said that she's gonna get niggas to put hands on him and do different things to him. If anybody is kind of taking up sort of a bullying stance, it would be her. Now, I know she's not supposed to fight a man. I don't say that in any way. But there shouldn't be threats of violence unless something goes way past uh the line of demarcation. If y'all disagree, y'all not cool, y'all not seeing eye to eye, let that shit go. Unfollow a motherfucker, block a motherfucker, mute a motherfucker so you ain't gotta see what's going on. Be merry. Especially a year later. Um, so now we're gonna get into Armon, right? Because he came on and did his spaces after he had kind of heard Cardi B getting on talking about him. And he hadn't heard everything, but he got on, and the title of his spaces is Let's Be Clear, Stop Bullying Me. Which again, I'm not fond of that word getting thrown back and forth.
I was like,
If
cause she
something
literally fucking
happens,
said your
no, if something happens to me, we're suing her fucking ass because she keeps threatening me. So this is like the eighth time that you've threatened me, and I've never disrespected you. I've never called you out of your name. I've never talked ill about your children. I'm simply doing, having an opinion, having conversations online. You don't like that I'm not leaning towards you and you're trying to push this narrative that I'm bullying you when in fact I'm not bullying you at all. She's never addressing the conversation that this woman has recorded me. I'm not even trying to really get into everything, but it's like, girl, I'm not allowed to have an opinion because it goes viral. I'm not allowed to ask questions because you're thinking that somehow you have to be pussy. I'm not. What does that look like? Of course, all y'all have more money than me. I'm not battling y'all. Like, but I don't like that I can't have an opinion because it goes viral. Then all of a sudden, she's trying to make it seem like this woman is like I'm being pussy, like I'm considering her pussy. When at the end of the day, you're mad because I don't share the same viewpoints as you, and I'm having conversations that fucking that people want to talk about. Shit, that was a real conversation. That's not picking on you. You're a fucking celebrity. That's not picking on you. We're having hip hop music debates. You're in the middle of a fucking beef, and people are using you and they're using Nicki Minaj against one another, girl, and we're having these conversations. But you're trying to make it seem like you're bitch. I didn't know that fucking tweet was gonna go fucking viral. But you keep threatening me, keep trying to attack me because you don't want me to have an opinion that goes on the opposite end of what you're saying. Who's bullying you? I don't get up every day and talk about your fucking kid. I talk about music and the state of musicality and the things that she's put out on the internet in regards to this beef. So that's the shit I be talking about. Hello?
Yes. Do you think it's possible, or do you find anything like? Do you think you would have a conversation with her and hash that out? Not saying that you need to be friends with her or nothing like that, but just have a
I
conversation.
literally no, I literally thought we had a conversation when we were making peace and I was recorded and it was sent to Ken Barbie in the efforts to say that I was begging to be her friend.
No, I get that. Like, I completely agree and I
I mean,
understand
because I'm
that.
just trying to figure out what does the conversation look like. Take accountability for that, girl, and apologize for that, and girl, and leave me alone and let me just have my opinions on shit. But girl, you can't keep sitting up here acting like you're the big bad bully. You're sending all these people against me. You're calling motherfuckers to get me kicked off the air, bitch, and I'm not even able to say nothing. You're trying to stop my fucking bags, but I'm bullying you. What the fuck? Because I'm not saying what you want me to say. Trying to get me kicked off of fucking air. Calling the radio station, trying to get me kicked off of air mid-show. But I'm the bully. Lying on me. Literally fucking lying on me. Saying I called her ugly, saying I called her a bitch, saying I talked about her kids to try to get me kicked off of air. Is she saying that shit on it? Is she saying that? That's that bullshit, bro.
I'm gonna send you whatever I recorded of what her
I don't
sources said.
care what's being recorded. I don't want to even hear it because it's bullshit. I'm not picking on that lady. What the fuck can I do with her? I'm not picking on her.
And honestly, Armand, I just feel like this sucks because I feel like anytime you give an opinion about whoever, everybody
Yes.
just takes a fucking offense to it. Like, can you
Yes.
not speak the damn
I
truth?
couldn't even fucking ask her a question about some Bible shit because now I'm picking on her. But yet, you're trying to move your weight around to stop my fucking opportunities. And you're lying on me. You're
But you
recording
did
my
give her
phone
her
calls. You're calling the
props.
radio stations to get me kicked off the air. Is she saying any of that?
She
But I'm
was.
sure y'all won't
Armon,
give a fuck. I'm sure y'all won't give a fuck because it's just me. But I'm supposed to sit here and keep getting fucking dragged. All because I was telling the story how the shit went down. That's bullshit, bro. And now all of a sudden she's the victim. But girl, you recorded my fucking phone call and sent it out. You had your husband threatening me. It's all on tape. I got the screenshots because I wasn't kissing your ass. You sent my recording out when I was trying to make peace with you to your friend. You called Angela Yee at the state and tried to get me kicked off a fucking air and lied on me. And I didn't say nothing. But she's always the fucking victim.
I was gonna say, Armand.
All right. I don't really want to hear the other people chiming in, but you get the gist of how Armand feels. He feels like Cardi B was trying to get him kicked off of air. We listened to Cardi B. She addressed it. She said she wasn't trying to get him kicked off of air. She was just trying to communicate with Angela Yee about her situation. I don't think that was ultimately about him not being able to go up there with Angela Yee, but just curating who spoke on her situation, which again, I disagree with because whether he told the story correctly, incorrectly, yeah, that may affect Angela Yee's viewers, listeners, but it won't affect her. Um, that's how I see it, right? And I think artists at this point, it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because media, commentators, show hosts, especially those that are on independent, running their own shit. Of course, we want access to artists to a degree, but unfortunately, when you get too close, and too close don't even really mean close. Let's be clear. But when you start getting exclusives, you're getting text messages, you might hang out here or there. That's when the waters get muddied, right? So now that you have shared these intimate moments and you say something that the artist deems is against them or that they disagree with, they looking at you kind of crazy because it's like, damn, fam, we be out here cool. We be out here having a great time. And this is how you feel for real? Fuck you. So I just feel like everybody, again, need to chill out, take a break, enjoy life, eat some great food. You know what I'm saying? Listen to some calming, relaxing jazz. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of aggressive music out this bit. Play some jazz. Do a little two-step or something. And just let's let some of this shit ride, man. Yeah, beef is entertaining. The drama's entertaining. It's great for that. Great for engagement, ratings. But it's too much. And it really don't be enough real depth behind these issues to really hold on to. It'd be a lot of bullshit. But that's just how I see it. Now, again, as far as the tweet, him saying, "Do people really like Cardi B or her music, or is it only to piss Nicki Minaj off?" I think he should. I think he should be honest with himself about that because people saw you on camera for years supporting Cardi B, and even though you may have felt like Nicki Minaj was the queen of rap, people have pulled up footage of you saying at one point that Cardi B was the queen of rap, and now you're questioning, do people really like her, as if you don't, because that's the angle is coming from. Like, I don't fuck with Cardi B or her music. Y'all really do? Is that what y'all trying to tell me? Y'all actually like her? Which comes across as a big contradiction because it's like, nigga, so did you. But after y'all fell out, it seems like you're completely turned off. And if that's what it is, then say that. Like, hey man, the album's dope, but I don't hear her music the same after what we went through. Communicate that. Otherwise, people are gonna take your opinion at face value and say, well, damn, you just loved her music, but now you don't. That's weird. Again, I'm not on nobody's side. I'm not on Cardi's side. I'm not on Armon's side. I am in the dead ass center looking at this shit, and I'm disappointed in all parties involved because I don't feel like this shit should get here. I don't feel like we should be involved in none of this shit. And I think, unfortunately, a lot of the antics get the people going, but they always end up at these fever pitches, and then everybody suffers. It's all fun and games until the game stops, and then that's when shit gets ugly. So I hope everybody can go to their respective corners, focus on their respective crafts, appease their respective audiences, make their respective coins, and enjoy fucking life, man. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace. Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'll never politic and the drama be piling on. Father and greats unacknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I'll turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy calls, consulting for the stacks I built.